Hi, this is Jenny Brav of Radiant Wholeness Healing, and today I want to walk you through some really simple somatic tips of things you can do when you're feeling hooked into something external to be able to come back and find the ground within you, find your center again. And most of these are featured in other videos, but I wanted to have them all in one place. And that external thing can be anything that really disconnects you from yourself. So it can be an argument you're having with someone else or with yourself. It can be disconnecting from your thoughts, from the news, from scrolling on a device, from a worry that you have. So, really, it's anything where you're feeling either distracted or almost like an addiction to something else that you can tell isn't really like the most balanced or the healthiest for you. And it's really hard for you to stop. I know for me right now, being in the middle of an election cycle in the US, that can be news items. And I know that I don't really need to consume this every single day. And yet there's a part of me, especially when I start doing the thing, that finds it hard to unhook. So we'll go through some of these practices. They're intended just to be really simple and easy and embodied to get you out of your head, to shift the energy, and things that don't really require anything but you and a few minutes and maybe space where you can be silly or make noise. Although all of these are adaptable to be able to do it more discreetly if you're with other people or in a public space. So I'll show you the full versions first and then maybe um, suggest a few variations. But one of my favorites right now is just a simple way to get out of your head. So if you notice all of your energy is just up there and you feel really ungrounded or there's a lot of thought and you're hooked into the thoughts, just calling your energy back. So just calling it back kind of feels like corralling your energy back. Come back, come back. And so I'm basically doing that with my hands just above. You might need to do this a few times. And then when it feels like it's back, just closing the circuit and just really slowly bringing the energy down. Can go slower than what I'm doing or at whatever speed feels good. And then just allow your hands to land wherever feels grounding on their own. So it could be both hands on the heart, one on the belly, hands on the thighs, and just breathing. Good. And I just call that one calling your energy back or coming back home. And then another one that I call hook-unhook is if you feel that you're really hooked into something, a story, an argument, thoughts, a situation, and your thoughts are just going crazy. And you can feel that you're hooked in. And again, it can be watching something news, it could be a distractive pattern, an addiction pattern. And usually, this is an indication that something here is wanting attention. Something here is like feeling a little unsettled. And then we hook into something externally. So just feeling that part of you that's hooked and doing this with your hands. And you can do with your hands whatever your thoughts are doing. So if it's hooked into a story and you're spinning, you can do this. If it's just hooked into a habit, it's so hard to unhook. You can just do that and feel the impact on your body. And then when you're ready, you can pause and slowly unhook. And then shake that off because it has nothing to do with that. Maybe releasing any cords you have to that situation, to the thoughts, to the story. And then just slowly coming back here. And just taking 3 breaths here. And feeling your feet on the floor, feeling your center of gravity kind of going from here to here, finding your seat. Good. Number 3. So we did coming back to yourself, your center, coming back home, calling your energy back. Number 2, the hook-unhook. Number 3 is just swivel. Swivel your attention. So notice kind of you have a little scanner that's constantly scanning the outside world for safety. Zzz, am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? Zzz. What are the people thinking about me? Are they smiling? And so you can also hit the pause button on your scanner and then power it down and swivel from the outside to the inside. And just coming back here. And with all of these, I really invite you to do it with me. Just watching it isn't going to do much. And to, if you need more time, you can pause the video, really do an before and after. Just notice how you feel before, how you feel after. And I'm giving you lots of different options because everybody's different. So I've noticed with all of my clients that I've done some version of this with, all of them are going to respond differently, and everybody has their favorites that work the best. And sometimes, like one day, one thing works, and another day, something else works. So, the more tools we have, the better. All right, so the next one, I can't remember what number we're at, is what I call a karmic car wash. So, and this is especially good if you're feeling just heavy. Energy is heavy, laden. Um, and this is especially good for the empaths, for those of us who are highly sensitive, are energetic sponges for whatever energy is out there. And we've just like, take it in. So, and I call it the karmic car wash with the cars with a K, just because to me it's similar to going through a car wash, but just energetic. So if you're feeling like you've taken too much stuff in, just imagine that you have a team of cleaner fairies that are coming in. And so they're just going to clean your energy field out. So the first is just imagining you're soaping up your whole energy field. And the sound effects can be very helpful. So just soaping everything. If there's a particular area of your body, sometimes like my chest can feel really tight and heavy, just spend a little extra time there, but you don't need to know what you're holding any more than you need to know what you're showering off of you in the morning. You're just going to use your soap and your shampoo regardless. And then when that feels good, we're going to do the rinse. Just rinsing it out. And be sure to get the back body if you're seated. Then we're going to fluff out our energy field that can get really permeable or tight or loose. Just fluff it out like the air dry cycle. When our energy fields are balanced, it's about an arm's length in all directions, top, bottom, side to side, front, back. So you can even just kind of feel around you. And if it feels good, you can visualize the outside edge of it with a translucent color or colors that feel really grounding, safe, and maybe even feel your grounding cord going into the earth. And then the last one for right now is just if you need to change states. And there are lots of ways to do this, but a really simple one is just shaking it out and making noise and being silly. And then also the brush off of anything that's still clinging to you can be helpful. All right. And just check in and notice if you're feeling any different than you were at the beginning. You can also ask yourself, oh, what are good ways for me to come back to myself? I have one client, for example, who finds like the cold plunge is the best thing to just change states and cut through mind chatter. And I was saying in the beginning that there are some ways of doing this discreetly. So you can do anything that I just said in your head. If you're wanting to hook unhook, doing this like anywhere close to your body, like just, it could be even on your lap, just clenching your fingers or your fist, doing a really subtle pause, shaking it out, and then bringing your hands back someplace that feels grounding. Even doing a little movement, a little this with the fingers. Doing the Karmic Car Wash, that's a good one you can do in your head for this. You can do it anywhere. I've had clients also who have limited mobility rather than going all the way up. We just kind of imagine we're going all the way up and then just call it back down and back in. So again, there are lots of ways of doing this very quickly, very simply. So I hope those are good reminders for those of you who've been following me for a while. Helpful if you're new to the channel, and remember to like, subscribe, comment, let me know how it goes. Let me know your favorites, what works the best for you. If there are other things that you do that help you come back to yourself. And if you wanted to know more about working with me, I have free half-hour consultations. Thank you so much.